Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we continue looking at management of business. We're going to continue looking at module 1, where we're looking at objective 2. So we're looking at the different types of business structures that exist within the private sector for now. I'm going to move on to the public sector later. So the last video we covered the private limited company and the public limited company, and so today we're going to be looking at the cooperative enterprise. We're going to look at the cooperative enterprise as it relates to its structure, its advantages, its types. So we're going to just jump right into that one right now. And so we have a cooperative is a form of business that consists of a group of people who have come together to perform a business venture that is more efficient being done collectively rather than individually. And so you have the definition right there for a cooperative. It's a group of people coming together to perform a business venture that is best done as a group as opposed to individually. If you go about it individually, it's going to be to your disadvantage. It might be too much for you as one business person. The cost might be too great for you alone to bear. And so sometimes you might want to find someone, a group of persons who have a similar interest, and you group together and you get things done on a lower production cost, or get things purchased in bulk. Just doing things together as a group to make everything a little cheaper, because it's going to spread most of the costs across all the members. And so if you spread the costs, that means that doing business or doing whatever is a lot cheaper than it would be if you went about it by yourself. And so the word with a cooperative, you cooperating with each other to get whatever you need done at a lower production cost. This form of business is expected to be registered with the Registrar of Cooperative Societies. And so every country would have their version of the Registrar of Cooperative Societies, and it is owned and controlled by its members. It's a key thing to note. The cooperatives are owned and controlled by its members. Unlike some of the other private entities, this one is owned and controlled by its members. Remember, some public companies, you can go out and buy shares if you want. You don't even have to be, a part of the family or anything like that. That's more for the private. But for the cooperative, it's owned and run by the members. And so the members would have, each member would have a vote at the annual general meeting. And so they can select the board of directors and persons like that. Because you're a member, you can nominate almost anybody to be the president or whatever, or the board of director, and then they would be running the day-to-day operations of the business in a sense. So yeah, so that's one of the key things right there, that the cooperative is owned and operated or controlled. Owned and controlled. Let me rephrase. Owned and controlled by its members. I'm not gonna say operated, because operated suggests that everybody going every day to operate the business, but that's not true. It is controlled by its members. Control meaning that the members have a say in how the company goes. And they do this by being able to vote in the direction in which the company, the firm should go. And so they do that at the annual general meetings, and they can vote for who they want to be on the board, etc., so that they can control the future of the cooperative. So those are some key things to take away from that one. It is owned and controlled by its members. And it's basically a group of people who have similar interests, who coming together to carry out this venture that would be more efficient as a group than if you were doing it on your own. And so we have some main features of a cooperative. Democratic organization. Each member has a say. And so if you've ever been to annual general meeting for a cooperative, you see a lot of persons can stand up and say what they feel. Because you're a member, you bought shares, you have to buy shares to become a member, of course, and so you have a say in how things are run, how it is controlled. You're not going to be there day-to-day, but you can say who you want to helm the ship of the cooperative. And so it's a democratic, you vote. So it's a democratic organization, each member has a say. Profits are distributed to their members equitably. So they're saying that everybody getting profits on an equal basis. So just straight across the board. Right, so profits are distributed to their members equitably, meaning it's going to be more proportional to the percentage of shares that you own. So based on how many shares you own, you're going to get that amount across the board. So you're not somebody with more shares, somebody with less shares not going to get more profit than somebody with more shares. right? So however the proportion is, your shares to your shares to the amount of profit, they divide it according to that, and you get your profit or your dividend. So that's how they operate in that regard. Each member has one vote. Membership of the cooperative is voluntary. Nobody twisting your arm. It's a voluntary venture. It's a voluntary effort. So you go together voluntarily to work together to get things done more efficiently. So there are different types of cooperatives out there. You have the consumer cooperative. Now the consumer cooperative is the one where, let's say all of us work at the school or you work at some place. We can come together and say, okay, look, all of us buy these same items every month. Why not come together, form a cooperative and a consumer cooperative, and we can just buy this stuff in bulk and then share them out to each other. When you buy in bulk, items are sold cheaper. So this is the whole idea behind the consumer cooperative. A bunch of people come together, buy stuff together, and then in bulk, and so that it's cheaper on an individual basis. This type of cooperative is owned by its customers who receive mutual benefits. It is organized to provide each member with items that are needed at reduced prices. Each member contributes funds to purchase the items in bulk. The items are then sold at a reduced price to the members. So you know that once you buy in bulk, you save money, you get a reduced price, you get your discounts, and so in the long run, it's going to be more beneficial for you as a member of the cooperative, as opposed to you going and buy all these things on your own. Sometimes you buy a big bulk of something and you alone can't finish them off. They end up spoiled on your hand. Then you have the producer cooperative. Now this is very popular in agriculture, right? A lot of popular in agriculture because you realize a lot of persons, they own small farms, but when they come together, if 100 small farms come together as one and produce goods as one, sell them as one, market them as one, buy the produce, the supplies, the fertilizer, the seed as one, again in bulk, it's going to be cheaper. And so that's what the producer cooperative is all about. You come together, all of you producing similar things, you come together because you require the same inputs, you have the same basically market out there, instead of competing against each other and then one left out in the dark. You come together and you market your stuff together, sell your stuff together. And the reality is, especially for agriculture, a lot of business places like hotels and supermarkets, they love to deal with one entity. They don't really like 10 farmers coming to them with the same produce. They would prefer if one farmer come, who is the head of the cooperative, come and sell the produce as a member of the cooperative. So everybody pulling the produce together, selling them as a one entity, and then they share up the profits accordingly based on how much you would have put into the whole thing, or based on whatever the agreement is. So that's what the producer cooperative is all about. These are usually found in the agricultural sector. Farmers may be assisted in areas of production, purchasing, and marketing. The members come together and share marketing and production facilities for the benefit of all. This move will allow them to benefit from economies of scale through bulk buying of supplies such as fertilizer, which in turn lowers their production costs. And we know economies of scale refers to the reduction in the production costs as your firm, your company, your business grows. So if a bunch of small farmers come together as a cooperative, they can experience economies of scale in a wide variety of things, including buying the supplies in bulk, including marketing as one head, including producing at one head, as one entity. And so that's what the producer cooperative is all about. They produce things together. Then you have the workers cooperative. Workers cooperative is owned and controlled and operated by its members, like all cooperatives are. They're controlled by their members. The cooperative provides its members with employment, and they are able to influence the operations of the business. Each member contributes through the purchasing of shares and also benefit from a share of the profit. So they're coming together, do work together, and then you share out the profits accordingly. Then you have one of the most popular ones, the financial cooperative. The financial cooperative is one of the most popular ones out there. Why? Like any type of cooperative, this is also controlled and operated by its members. The main aim of the financial cooperative is to provide its members with different financial services at competitive rates. These services may include banking, investment, and even insurance. The most popular form of financial cooperative is the credit union. A credit union's resource can be as accessed only by its members. So the credit union, most of y'all would know what a credit union is. Some people have banking in their schools. That's a part of a credit union. And so the credit union, as a financial entity, financial institution, is controlled by its members. So you buy your shares, and all you buy your shares to become a member, and you're able to get savings at a higher rate, interest rate, than the traditional commercial banks. You're able to get loans at a lower interest rate than traditional commercial banks. You're able to get loans even faster because you're a member. So there's no reason to really, unless you don't have what it takes, but for the most part, you normally get your loans faster, better interest rates, and things like that. Because the aim of the financial cooperative is not to gouge you, it's not to dig out your eyes. It's to help you help each other to maximize the profit as much as possible. The main aim, again, is not, let me rephrase that. The main aim is not to reach the largest amount of profit as possible. It's to help you. The profit for you and not from you. That's a slogan from one of the popular credit unions in the region. We profit for you and not from you. So they're not gouging your eyes out. They're not taking advantage of you like some commercial banks would. And so that's why sometimes credit union is one of the better options if you want to do banking and take advantage of certain financial services. So the credit union, again, one of the more popular ones. They even have them as far in some financial cooperatives are in the form of investment and insurance. There's some cooperative insurance companies out there. Same principle, members pool their risk. When something happened to one of the members, they pull from the risk to compensate them for whatever they would have lost. And so again, members, you have to be a member to take advantage of these facilities. Now, advantage of a cooperative. Members have limited liability. Again, limited liability speaks to the fact that you can only lose what you invested in that company. You cannot lose anything that's not invested. You cannot use a house, things like that. Right? Members have limited liability. Profit is shared among members. Great. Members have equal say in the operation of the business. So remember I said they can go to the meetings and vote who they want to be on the board. Economies of scale, where production costs decline as you scale up your output. Opportunity to earn interest on investment. Like I said, for example, for the credit union, you earn decent interest rates when you have your savings account, more than the average commercial bank, because they want the best for you. Disadvantage of cooperatives: profits may be minimal or even non-existent. Like I said before, they're not there to fully take advantage of you as a member. Yes, they're going to make some profits, but the profits are not going to be absorbent like the profits from a commercial bank, because the commercial bank all about late fees, hidden fees, that fee, and so they just basically nickel and dime in you. That's not how some of the cooperatives operate. Yes, a profit would be fine, but it's all about a mutual benefit that each member gets from being a part of that cooperative. There is a possibility of conflict among members. Clearly, that's normal. That's human nature. Longer decision-making process, of course, because a lot of the members would have a say in how the cooperative is controlled. And so sometimes you go to an annual general meeting, you might have some for this person to be on the board, some against this person, conflict ensue. But the good thing, like, it's a democracy. It's a democratic operation, and democracy means that it takes longer than authoritarian. So democracy means everybody have a say, so you have to hear out everybody, and it takes longer to reach to a decision. Then capital efficiency may impede growth. Remember, again, maybe it's optional, it's voluntary. Not everybody might want to be a member, and so you might not be able to raise enough capital to do what you want to do. And so that's one of the major disadvantages of the cooperative. Right? And so in a nutshell, that's what a cooperative is. That's what they are. And so we have covered the cooperative for this chapter. And so we're going to study it for now, and we're going to pick up right at the franchise next time. So that's it for the cooperative in a nutshell. The next video we're going to look at would be the franchise. And so the only way to know when the next video drops is to like the video. Please like the video, subscribe, share, and of course hit that bell, the notification bell. You hit that and you know when Learn SKN drops the video for MOB on franchise. All right, so do all those things so the channel can grow and so we can share and become a bigger community. Because to be honest, this community has been, well generous, because some of the past people that I've gotten was right from the community. So let's share, get the community bigger, and we help each other. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.